What we're going to do in this next lesson is we're going to construct this web page. So we're going to do the content placement for this each page. We're going to include some text, a couple of images, and a border around the images. We're going to use divs to place these images, and we're going to use CSS to define the location of the divs, and to also define the little black border around each one. Okay. So what you need to do here is go to Dreamweaver, and because we're editing the page, you need to open the eats page, okay? Because we're adding content to this page. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is we need to put some text in here. So I'm just going to open my book page, and I'm just going to borrow a couple of lines from here, and I'm going to copy and simply paste it right into here, save it, close on my book page because I don't need any more, and I have some content. Now what I want to do is I want to place my images using divs and CSS. But the first step is in the eats page, go to the code view, and now you notice here in the code view, if you highlight this div line and go back to design view, you notice that, well, this whole text here, Latin text, is in one line. Now this is extremely important. Do not skip this step. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up this coding as follows. I'm going to put the text in a separate line, indent it, and most importantly, the slash div tag I'm going to put on its own line at the very end there. So this is the start of the division, this is the end of the division, and includes everything in here. You notice how the text here, okay, is indented one line, so I can visually show that it's enclosed by the div tags here. So what I want to do here is I want to skip a few lines, and I'm going to add an image. Alright, so sorry, I'm going to add another division. So insert layout objects AP div, and inside this div I'm going to insert an image, okay, and in page each, it should be in your WS graphics page each. I'm going to insert cake. Alright, so click OK. Alright, so there you have it. If you go back to design view, this is the picture of the cake. Now I could kind of use the mouse and drag it. Remember, divs are kind of like just like text boxes, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert my second image. So underneath this div tag, alright, I want to insert another layout object. So layout objects div tag, sorry, cancel, insert layout objects AP div, okay, and I'm going to use a different method of importing images. So I'm going to, in my files panel here, I'm going to import I'm going to open WSGPX in the file, and what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to drag the image in, okay, and drop it off right in here. Click OK, and oops, I'm sorry, I dragged to the wrong place here. So chocolate, drag it and drop it off right in between here. Click OK, and there you have it. Okay, so two ways of placing images inside divs. Now, when I place the second image, then I need to move the second image to where I would want to see it, and somewhere around here, and we'll fine tune it later. So you want to notice that now if this is the coding that makes this these two images show up, okay, how does the computer know exactly where they're placed? Well, if you scroll to the top here, all right, you notice that you have AP div 3 and AP div 4, and this is how the browser knows exactly where from the left and where from the right that this is this is defined. So what you want to do from here is first of all, we need to clean things up a bit. AP div 3 and AP div 4 are horrible names, so we need to call them something relevant. Div 3 is my cake, so I'm going to call it cake. And div 4 is my chocolate thing, chocolate. Alright, so if I change the div names here, if I change the CSS names here, if I go to design view, it's going to totally screw up my designs. The reason is because the computer no longer knows like AP div 3 and AP div 4, those names don't exist anymore. Okay, this one is called cake, and this one is called chocolate. Alright, so go to design view, and there I have it back again. Now, let's say what I want to do is I want to line this one. So I'm going to line this one up left and right to be roughly, so in order to, remember divs are like text boxes, so click on the border of the text box, use the arrow keys to kind of line it up accurately if you want, instead of using the mouse, which can be somewhat inaccurate. Now this one here, I'm going to use the arrow keys, I'm going to drag it up just a little bit. No, drag it right about there. And let's say I want my chocolate div to line up with my cake div, line up vertically, that is. So what I can do is I need to find out the distance from the top, you know, my cake div here. So I'm going to go to code view, I'm going to scroll to the very top, and my cake div, I know this is my cake div because I spent the time to name it properly, is 96 pixels from the top, and my chocolate div is 90 pixels. So in order to make them kind of level and even vertically, I need to make this one 96. Alright, go to design view, and they're both equal in size. Okay, so save it. The next step here is to keep on cleaning up the coding. We've already started doing that when we renamed our div something relevant. Okay, so let's keep on cleaning things up. Go to design, go to code view, go to the very bottom, and now you notice here, now I have my div start, my div end, but you know, it's looking pretty messy in between here and here. So what I want to do is I'm going to highlight all my text here, and then go shift tab to push it all to the left so it hits the border. Then I'm going to tab it in one. Okay, and the reason I want these things indented is so that I want to show that all of this coding, okay, is encapsulated by the div and this /div tag. All right, and I want to be able to visually see it. Okay, now it also keeping the idea of keeping this very clean is, you notice here at the very top, once again I have my I have CSS. Oops, I have CSS embedded within this document, and I'm linking to an external CSS sheet as well. So if I could combine the two, that would be the best idea. And the external style sheets are definitely better than having CSS inside of your HTML document. So is it possible to combine? Definitely. So open your stylesheet.css, and this is really simple. Just select the CSS and only the CSS. Do not select the HTML tags. Okay. Select the CSS. Control X to cut it. Go to your styles. Go to style.css. I'm just going to add mine at the very bottom. Paste it there. Okay. Go back here. Cut this out. Cut the CSS. Paste it in here. Save stylesheet.css. Save each.html. Go to your web browser. Okay. Refresh the page, and there you have it. All right. It's all still there. Now we can go back into your HTML page, each.html, and you don't need these CSS file tags anymore, because what we've done is we've exported them into a common stylesheet.css. All right. So save it. Oops. So save it, and again, here you go. And there you have the page there you have the page layout for this page. Next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to add the border around here.